So today we're going to talk about how to create a visual record of how you're feeling. It's a great way to create a diary of how you're feeling in a way that is not putting something very personal or private down onto the page. So one of the easiest things you can do is identify some core emotions. So these things might be things like blame or empathy, or you're feeling excited, or you're feeling love, maybe regret, sadness. And then you think about colors that are associated with that, and those colors can be deeply personal to yourself. So they don't have to be anything that, like if you hear red, maybe means anger to a lot of people, but maybe for you anger is orange, or maybe it's blue, or maybe it's purple. So these are deeply, deeply personal colors, and they should resonate with you in the deep part of your core. So what we find for this exercise is that starting with your eyes closed and taking a few deep breaths and really thinking about an emotion. So to start, I'm going to give you some emotions, but you can definitely come up with your own. So close your eyes, deep breaths, visualize how you feel when you're fearful. What does that color look like for you? And then you choose a color, the color that means the most to you, and you pick it up. So if fear felt like brown to me, I could pick it up. Then I could also close my eyes for a minute and think, what shape does fear feel like? How does that resonate with me? Is it a shape? Is it a scribble? How does it feel? Maybe it feels like a jaggedy line. And you can create that jaggedy line on your paper. Then you go to your next emotion, and maybe your next emotion is happiness and joy. So again, closing your eyes, what does happiness feel like if it was a color? How does that color resonate with you? When you pick up your happy color, whatever that might be, my happy color has always been blue. And how does happiness look as a shape? So again, close your eyes, think about how happiness feels. If it was a shape of happiness, how does a happy shape feel to you? I like circles. Circles are happiness. So moving on, maybe you're excited. How does excitement feel to you? What does that color feel like? Again, closing your eyes, deep breaths, visualizing excitement. Excitement for me is red. What does excitement feel like? Maybe it feels like a bunch of straight lines. I'm very excited there. Our next emotion, let's think about sadness. Sadness for me feels maybe dark. It could be black or gray. In this case, I'm going to use black. And maybe it feels like something small and something very, very dark. So for you, I want you to think right now about an emotion. We'll have a list, a PDF of emotions that are printed out in conjunction with this video. Go through those, pick one out, sit with it, and decide what it feels like for you as a color and also as a shape or a mark on the paper. So in that quiet moment, I was thinking of my emotion, which I'm not going to share with you this time because it's a private emotion. How does it feel? How does it look to me? It feels like that. Now you can see by the page that none of this looks like really anything, and it looks like scribbles. Meanwhile, I've been working through a lot of bullshit, and I'm really feeling some things and identifying those feelings, because one of the things I think that we struggle with in our society is identifying our feelings and really getting to know those feelings and sitting with feelings. We're really good at numbing and avoiding feelings in certain ways, but this is a great exercise for sitting with your feelings. So I use the pastels. I could continue on with this exercise, or I could use this as a starting point and then just play going forward. So originally I was using chalk pastels. These next things are pan pastels. So I can carry this and just make this into an abstract piece, having nothing to do with feelings, or I can keep identifying feelings and going forward with them. Or you can just embrace a sense of play and make it become an exercise of play. Just adding some color in and moving through. And maybe in the end you're not feeling so fearful after all. This doesn't have to be precious. You're always creating with an intention that this is just a piece of paper and you can throw it out. So if nothing feels really precious when you're creating, your expectations are lower going into the task, and you're going to enjoy the feeling of creativity a lot more because you're not creating expectations on yourself. The best part about this is people will not have a clue that you're working through your stuff on a piece of paper. It's not like writing a diary where you're writing out your deepest personal thoughts and fears, and someone can come along and read that, and you feel intensely violated. You can show this to anybody, they're not going to know what it means to you. And for me, that's exciting. Intensely private and beautiful.